Hello everyone, today I'm going to explain trade using welfare economics. So we're going to go through a few things first, which is consumer surplus, producer surplus, comparative advantage, and something important to know is that trade represents a net benefit overall to markets. There are winners and losers. So we have this graph here that depicts a scenario in which a country has to import goods because the domestic price of that good or the price of the good that they sell it in their country is more than the price that it sells on the world market. So basically, producer surplus is when sellers have a price for a product and people pay more than that price. People would be willing to pay more for that price than what the sellers would sell it for. That is producer surplus. Now, consumer surplus is when people are willing to pay more, but they don't have to pay as much because the price is less. That difference is consumer surplus. So in this graph here, we see that as they start importing a good, the world price is $3, the domestic price is $5. So producer surplus shrinks to area C because that price is how much they can get, essentially. And consumer surplus increases from to areas A, B, and D. But the total surplus overall is areas A, B, C, and D. Our real world example is NAFTA, or the USMCA, which is a trade agreement between Canada, the US, and Mexico. So in this agreement, all three countries were able to increase their consumer surplus because of reduced tariffs and expanded markets. Mexican manufacturers and farmers were able to reach new markets, which increased producer surplus. Overall welfare rose due to specialization and increased competitive advantage. However, some U.S. manufacturing workers in some industries lost jobs as production moved to Mexico. And as a result, programs were put in place to support these displaced workers, whether that be retraining or unemployment insurance, etc., etc. So overall, there were winners and there were losers, but overall welfare went up, and that is trade.